Well, we know going against Doc, we knew that the team he was going to have an exciting football team. We know he's big with the offensive unit, and they've been playing sound defensively and been scoring a lot of points. And we came off an open date that gave us a little opportunity to work on some things, and we knew it was going to be a very, very challenging contest, and that's what we were looking forward to. But I thought it was a great game for us that we came off. We wanted to get off to a fast start, but more importantly, we wanted to finish strong. I thought we did some great things, some things we still got to correct, some things that they took away from us that we had to make some adjustments throughout the game. But I thought the players came out and played with a lot of excitement.
Appreciate those comments, Coach Dooley. First question goes to Jim Kleinpeter.
Hey, Coach, I know this, I'm sure you didn't circle this game on your schedule, on your calendar, but it's going to be emotional in some aspect for you. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you're going to handle it for yourself and maybe for your team?
Yes, good morning. Absolutely. I just don't believe in everybody have that cliche of circling the game. I don't think you circle the game. I think every game is very, very important. And we always just want to go 1-0. So that game that's coming up is always the most important game for us. But of course, there's a lot of relationships. I believe in building relationships, and I believe in the only way that you can keep a good relationship when you go back to places that you accept it. So yeah, it's a lot of guys there that I recruited, a lot of coaches that I coached and worked with. So there's no question about it. And I know it's just going to be a well fought game, a hard fought game with I would say two good football teams and two well-established coaching staffs.
Do you kind of look at it like you're going to be matching wits with Coach McDowell and something that y'all did probably in practice when you were practicing against with your units in the past 4 years? Is it going to be kind of like that, or?
Well, no, because it's all for keeps right here. It's totally different. But when you think about it, Coach McDowell and I go way back. We had the opportunity to always compete against each other. He's been in the conference for a long time, and so have I. Great relationship, great friends. So, no, I don't look at it as a practice type thing. I just look at, two well-coached football teams that's going to come out and compete for 60 minutes.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Kenyatta Cavill with Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Good morning, Coach Dooley.
Doc, how you doing?
I'm doing well. A lot of folks are going to have this as a top 10 matchup until the poll rankings in terms of the quality of teams and what they put out early this year thus far. But I wanted to ask you about Jason Dumas and his way to come in and be a part of this team, but the heart that he brings to it that quietly people may not realize in terms of him being in the center of that defense. Talk a little about what makes him so special.
He is a guy that's going to give you a boost. There's no question about it. But he's a great football player. When you think of a young man that put so much time into it. Everything that he does, he put time into his academics. He put time into football as well. And a guy that works extremely hard like that, I think it helps the morale of the football team, especially the defense. So it's always great to have a guy like a Jason Dumas in the middle that regardless of what, he's going to bring it every play.
One other thing just about the psychology of the game. Obviously, professional years experience you have in the game, you can move forward in terms of checking all that it comes with it. But what in your experience allows you to talk to your team about, quote unquote, not getting too emotional, too high for this matchup in terms of wanting to do it for the coach and continue to support all the things that Southern has ahead of it in what is an extremely important divisional matchup?
Well, I the way that I prepare myself, I think that's the way the team has to be prepared. I think you have to let it trickle down from the head on down, that those guys understand that. And those guys are starting to understand the way that I go about doing the business. Of course, this is our first season together, but they're taking on the attitude, the way that I approach things, and everything to me is very, very important. So it's not about one thing or one person or one individual. It's about the big picture, and the biggest picture is we use that acronym oh so often. win. And it's not about, everybody thinks it's about win. It's what's important now. What's important right now is the nature of this game right here, the magnitude of this game right here, what comes with this game right here. So you got to settle down. You know, that adrenaline going to be flowing the first couple of
Yes,
minutes.
sir.
At the end of the day, it's going to come down to the team that can make the least amount of mistakes, be very, very disciplined, and just play football.
Great point. Look forward to the matchup. Good luck this weekend, Coach Dooley.
Yes, sir.
Look
Thank you, Doc.
forward to seeing you here.
Yes, sir.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach Dooley, I hope you and the guys are well. Talk a little bit about Bichon. He had it going. He distributed the ball around, he threw it around, the running game. You guys were clicking on all phases of offense. Just take us back to Saturday and what you can recall from that experience.
Well, you know, I thought the guys, when you think about the way that they came out, they took correction well. You know, that's what you want to see, if you can take it from the classroom to the field. And I think some of the things that our assistant coaches did a great job of scratching where it itched at. We like to use that term. They were able to scratch where it was itching at. So those guys came out and performed, doing some of the things that we knew that they were capable of doing, but for whatever reason, just didn't transpire that time. But we don't look in rearview mirrors. We got to look in that front mirror, which is much wider. So those guys dropped that game off and got prepared for the next one, because within this conference here, you don't have an opportunity to take a week off. You got to be prepared and be ready to go every game.
Coach, sometime in life along our journey, we have successful stops. This Saturday, you'll be able to look over across the field and see a place where you had success and you've moved forward and you're successful now. Just talk about what you can envision, and it's a football game, and the opportunity you have in front of you.
You know, I'm a person that envision a whole lot, but you know, sometimes right now I got that very tunnel vision right now. The only thing that I can think is preparing this football team to go for 60 minutes, because it's going to be a contest. There's no question about that. And it's not going to be a contest because I left that place or what's going on. A lot of guys I have a relationship. It's because you're talking about two well-coached football teams that's vying to get to one spot. And that's what the whole conference is all about. So, you know, all that is going to be good, I think. And excuse me, all that's great for the media. But at the end of the day, both football teams got to line down and get ready to play football for 60 minutes and make sure that they play very, very sound and disciplined football.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed week, and we look forward to talking with you soon.
Thank you.
Final question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach Dooley.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you for asking. What was your biggest takeaway from Saturday's victory?
My biggest takeaway from Saturday's victory that we had too many penalties, and that we got to cut down on that. You know, I used the term and the phrase, I got it from one of my old head coaches, Coach Project Fobbs. He always used that term, and we got to scratch where it itching, and where it was itching at for us. You know, you can look at the success that you have, but it don't take but a couple of things to bring it down. And the things that I thought that hurted us the most were the penalties. We're a much more disciplined team than what we displayed for us. The penalty right there, I do understand the emotions of the game. I understand how playing fast and certain things happen, but I think we far beyond that, and we got to play a much better game when you talk about the penalties. And then when you also talk about the one turnover that we had, I look to have no turnovers. You know, you say, well, you only had one, but one can be too many. So those are things that we're harping on. Nothing else that we're looking at. You know, it's always good to see the things that you're doing so well because they're big, but it's about those little things that's in the corner so that we got to be able to catch and get it going to the right direction.
And lastly, who on that Prairie View A&M roster are you telling your locker room right now that they should be aware of?
The whole football team.
Gotcha. No one specifically that you recruited?
No, I think they got a great football team there. They got some guys there that understand how to play football. More importantly, they got some guys there that know how to win. And it's always a mindset to me. So it's no one person that I can take off, because there's several of those guys there that I know about. And those guys play some exciting football and been playing great thus far. So you got to be aware of the Panthers, period. They're going to play. They don't come in and be ready to play.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Coach Dooley, we sincerely appreciate your time. We look forward to speaking to you again next week.
Thank you.